Recording now. So any question on the PowerPoint slide from chapter number 8 before we proceed to tutorial question? No, okay. So we'll start from the summative question first. All right. Objective questions. There are 20 objective questions here. So as usual, I'll call your name and then you just need to read the question and inform the answer that you feel that is the most appropriate. Okay. So question number 1. Okay, we'll start from Johanna again. Johanna, are you here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Macroeconomics approaches the study of economics from the viewpoint of an entire economy.
Correct. Answer is the whole economy. Yeah? The whole means the entire economy. All right. So answer is Australia. So far so good, Because for B is only focused on government, it's not enough. Yeah? Government, if only focus on government unit, is considered as micro. Okay. For C is focus on a certain market only, one market. Okay, specific product. For specific product only, it's only one product, so it's also micro. Individual firm also micro. Okay, B, C, D are microeconomics. Only A is macro. Okay, question 2. Nelly. Nelly, are you here today? Nelly. No? Okay. Then Sophia.
Which of the following issues will a microeconomist focus on? The unemployment rate in Malaysia.
Yes, because unemployment, that means is cover the whole industry, the whole nation issue. So this is macroeconomics issue. Okay. Like A is only one product, pizza only, one product, so it's micro. Okay. For answer B, only focus on one company, AirAsia, also micro. If only one company, then it's micro. C is market for cars made in Malaysia. This is only focused on one industry, car industry only. So it's also micro. For C is because this is only focused on car industry. So it's micro. Unemployment is covered, is the whole nation issue. Okay, this will affect the whole, all the industries in Malaysia. So this is macroeconomics issue. So answer is D, Denmark. Okay, number 3. Kai. Hi.
The diagram that shows the income received and payments made by each sector of the economy is the A, circular flow diagram.
Yes, circular flow diagram. Answer is A. B, we haven't studied yet. For business cycle diagram, we're going to study in the coming chapter. Business cycle diagram will show the fluctuation of the GDP of a country from year to year. Okay. Business cycle is actually showing the we call as the fluctuation of the GDP value. Okay, the national income fluctuation. And then you have to refer to the business cycle. Circular flow can show you the movement of the products, services, and also money. Okay, but business cycle is more on GDP, the overall GDP movement. Demand and supply curve, as we know, it will show the relationship between the quantity demanded and price. Supply curve will show the quantity supply and price of a product only. So this is not. This C is not correct. The economic growth diagram. Economic growth diagram is about the same as business cycle diagram. B and D are quite similar thing. Okay, will show the changes of the national income. But it will not show each sector, you see? It will not show the 4 sectors. It will not show the household income, firm income, government income will not show in this way. Okay, but circular flow will show the movement of the income for 4 sectors. So the best answer is A. Okay, number 4. Ji Juan.
In the circular flow diagram, households earn revenue via the resource market and spend via the product market. C.
Yeah, correct. Answer is C. Yeah. Okay. Okay, then number 5. Ming Shen.
A four-sector economy is referred as B, an open economy.
Yes. Okay. 4 sector means involve the international trade, involve export and import, and then this is considered as open economy. Yeah. Okay, number 6. Xander. Are you coming today? Xander? Gender
Which of the following statements is correct for national income? D. All of the above statements are correct.
Correct, yes. Answer is Denmark. So A, B, C all are the correct statement that describe the national income. Class, any question for question 6? You don't have any problem? Okay, Okay, then proceed to question number 7. If no question on this, All right. Number 7, Becky. Are you here, Becky?
Yes.
Question 7.
GTP value can be found by adding
So for this question, have to read carefully, because some of the words can make the whole statement not correct, Like for instance, B got wages, this one got wages, consumption. Private consumption is referred to C, This is C, household consumption, okay. Gross private domestic investment, this is I, okay. Import is the M, right? But wages, okay, wages should only be included in the if using the income approach, But for these 3 are under the we call it the expenditure approach, right? So B is not correct, B is not the correct answer because the problem is this one, wage. Okay. Because wage is for the this, it depends on the approach that we use, Wages is more suitable for the we call it the income approach. But these 3 are for the expenditure approach. So B is not the correct answer. Okay, not consistent. So B is not correct. So I have to carefully read all of the items given for each answer. C, okay, C, private consumption. This is, we call it C, the consumer consumption, household consumption. This is C. Government expenditure is G, all right. Gross investment is considered as I. Transfer payment, that is the problem. Is transfer payment should be included in the GDP calculation? Answer is no, right? Because transfer payment recipient will not contribute any productive economic activities to the nation. So transfer payment should not be included in GDP calculation, either for the output approach, expenditure approach, or income approach. So C is wrong. The mistake is here. Transfer payment should not be included. Okay. So C is not the correct answer. This is the keyword that made the whole thing not right. For B also not because of this word. Because wages should be included if the income approach is applied. Okay, so similarly for D as well. The problem is this one. If we are using the expenditure approach, then wages should not be included. Wages is only included for the income approach. And similarly, depreciation also is not included because depreciation is referred to the value of the assets in the company, depreciate. This is also not included in the GDP calculation. So the best answer is A. Okay, answer is Australia. So this question is slightly tricky. You have to read the question properly. Okay, so answer is A, Australia. I help Becky to answer because this question is slightly challenging. All right. So Becky, can you answer question 8? Hello. Becky,
Yes.
are you here? Can you answer question 8?
B. Final goods are goods that are not resold to someone else.
Correct. Answer is Brazil. Yep. Okay. Then we'll move on to Carissa. Carissa, are you here? Carissa Teo.
Yes, sir. The inclusions of intermediate goods and services in calculating GDP may cause the GDP to be overstated.
Yes. Otherwise, it will be double counted. That's the reason why we don't include the intermediate goods in the GDP calculation. Yeah. Otherwise, it will be overstated. Okay. Number 10. Nian Ong.
Value added national income is the difference between the firm's sales and its purchases of inputs to production process B.
It's still not enough, in fact, because actually this one, right? If you want to use this method, right? If you want to calculate the difference, the difference between a firm, and then lastly, you also have to add the final goods value. So B is not the complete answer. Yeah. B is not a complete answer. Okay. If you want to make the B correct, right, that means I have to add one more. That is the final item value, the final product value. So okay, I can show you the PowerPoint slide. I know what you mean here. Okay, import is like that. I go back to this again. So the difference of the previous item. Okay, let's say this one. Firm R. Okay, firm R produce $100 or yes. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to share. Okay, let me share the PowerPoint slide. So in order to answer question number 10, actually you can refer to the PowerPoint slide of this one. Okay. I try to change the size, adjust the size. All right. So in order to answer the question related to output approach, there are two ways to answer the question. First way is you just need to get the value of the final product. Okay, final product will be 180. Another way to do the calculation for output approach is, okay, you can use 100 plus 30. 30 is the difference between the, let me see, this is the wheat and also the flour. Okay, flour is $130 and then the wheat value is 100. So the difference between these two products is 30, right? You get 30. So by processing the wheat until flour, the additional value is 30, correct? Okay, then firm A purchased the flour and processed the flour to become bread. So the difference value created would be 180 minus 130, you'll get 50. Okay, so the added value by using the output approach would be 100 plus 30 plus 50. So it should be 180. Okay, this is the second way that you can use to calculate the GDP value by using the upward approach. Okay, let us go back to the question again. Okay, so actually this sentence is not really complete enough. Huh? It's not only the difference between a firm's sales and its purchase of the input, and also have to plus the first item value as well. Huh? So this answer is not the complete answer. To calculate the national income using the upward approach. Okay, this is not complete. Huh? This is not a complete sentence. So B is not the correct answer. Okay, so the best answer is this one, the final value of the good. Okay, C is the best answer. Final value of the good would be, for instance, for this example, the PowerPoint example, for this example would be this one, 180. Okay, for B, answer B, yeah, is only 30 and plus 50, which is not complete. So answer B is not the correct answer because the sentence is not complete to represent the output approach. Okay, so the best answer is C. Okay, then 11. Okay, let me share the question again. Chrissy Yong, Chrissy Chai. Are you here, Chrissy?
Yes.
Yeah, question 11.
National income should be measured by adding C, total sales of final product, to avoid the double counting problem.
Yes, correct. So the best answer is C. Okay. So just now the example should be the total sales of the bread. Final product is bread for the example that we use in the lecture slide yesterday. Okay, then question 12. Edwin Ching.
Which of the following is a transfer payment? D, a student working as a tutor receive wages from the university budget.
Okay, you see this one is the student is working, right? And in fact, okay, he's a tutor, right? He is teaching as a tutor, and he receive wages. So that means it's producing economic activity, productive activity to the nation. Okay, provide tuition actually is productive activity because can transfer knowledge to the students and also receive salary from the university. So this is included in the GDP calculation. This is not transfer payment. Transfer payments is referred to any payment made whereby the receiver are not expecting to produce any productive activities as return. Okay, the receiver are not expecting to produce any productive activities as return by using those money. Okay, by using those money maybe to run business, to produce some products or services. So D is not the correct answer, because for D is the student actually can transfer information to other students as a tutor. So D is not the transfer payment. So anybody can help? What do you think? Alvin Teo?
B, a student receives a scholarship from the federal government.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, B is the best answer because like this scholarship mainly is used to support the student to pay for course fees, school fees, and also for the living cost. Maybe buy food, buy books to read. But the recipient is not expected to generate any economic activity, okay, for the country by using those money. So the best answer is B, Brazil. Okay. So okay, number 13. David, are you here today? David Wong. David is not here. Then Christina. Christina?
Yeah.
Number 13.
Imran grows some vegetable for personal consumption. This activity is excluded from the GDP, B, as no market transition is involved.
Yes, because this veggie only grown for personal consumption, not for market transaction. So the best answer is B. Okay, Brazil. Okay, number 14. 14 is change to GDP. This one should be GDP. All right. 14. This should be GDP. Change to GDP. Okay. We have. Is Jason here today? Jason Tong.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 14. Which formula is the correct?
Which of the following is the formula to calculate GMP based on the expenditure approach? C. GDP equals to C plus I plus G plus X minus M.
Yeah, correct. Answer is C, China. All right. This question is quite straightforward. All right. Number 15. We go back again to Johanna.
All of the followings are related to an economic investment except C. Piling up of inventories on a grocery shelf.
Okay. This question, be careful, have to read the question properly. This one is investment, right? Investment. For economic investment, that means is using the expenditure approach, so that means it's under I, okay, under this I component, investment. So investment here is also include the inventories, okay, inventories like stocks. This is the physical stocks, in order to keep in the warehouse in order to meet the market demand. Okay. So for this sentence, actually is the company is buying some more goods and to keep in the store as inventory. So actually is under the investment component is I, okay, which is correct. This is investment component. C is the investment component. But this question is asking which one is not. Which one is not the investment component? So D is actually, the answer is D, right? Because this is involved like bonds, share, stock. These are not considered as GDP for either the expenditure or the income approach. So the best answer is D. Okay, maybe we go through one by one. Okay, for A is purchase of computers by Ajay, and it's for his company, for the internet cafe. Okay, he's buying this for running the internet cafe. So that means these computers are considered as capital goods, okay, intermediary goods. But don't forget, if using the expenditure approach, is under I component. Okay, it's under the I component. Then this one can be concluded in the GDP calculation for expenditure for the expenditure approach. So A is correct. Okay, A is the intermediary products for running business. Okay, B, purchase of buses by a transport company, also the same. Okay, the transportation company purchase the buses to run business. Okay, so that means these buses are considered as capital also intermediate products for the transportation company to run the business. Okay, so it's also under I. C is the stock, okay, that has to be kept in the store in order to meet the unexpected demand in the market. So C is also considered as investment. Okay, so D is not. D is involving the financial asset transaction. Is not included in GDP calculation. Okay, so D is not. Okay, all right. Number 16. Nelly Chong. Are you here, Nelly? Nelly, are you here? No. Then Sophia?
In calculating national income, the construction of a public hospital is classified as C, government expenditure.
Yeah, so the keyword is this one, public. If public, that means it's government, okay? So this is the keyword, yeah? So that will be this. Okay, so if the hospital is private hospital, let's say KPJ or Timberland Hospital, then your answer will be A, okay? If the hospital are built by KPJ or Timberland, these are the private company, so that will be under I category. But this is public hospital, then it should be under G, government expenditure. So be careful, with when reading the question. Right. Number 17, Kai.
Which of the following does not add to US GDP? D. The federal government sends a social security check to your grandma.
Yes, correct. So what is the reason? D should not be included in GDP calculation. Why? What is the reason? What is this? What is the overall thing here? Social security check, what is that? What is the reason D is not included in GDP? Kai? Do you know what is this one? Social security check?
No.
Actually, it's one type of transfer payment in US. Okay, it's a type of financial aid that offered by the government in US to the poor people. Okay, social security check is also a type of transfer payment by government. Okay, so the recipient, okay, in this case is grandmother, right? So once the grandmother receive the financial aid from federal government, the grandmother is not expected to contribute to any or generate to any we call as the productive activities, okay, in the economy. The grandmother is not going to produce any productive activities by using the money supported by the government. Okay, so this is one type of transfer payment, so it's not included in GDP calculation. Okay, then number 18, Ji Zuan.
An American buys a pair of shoes made in Italy. How do the US national income accounts treat the transaction? C. Net export falls while GDP is unchanged.
So your answer is C. Okay, so let's try to analyze the question together. Okay, an American buys a pair of shoes made in Italy. Okay, so how do the US national income account treat the transaction? So to answer this question, okay, we need to apply this formula. Okay, we need to apply this formula. When the question is involve export import, then that means we need to apply this formula. Okay, let's say this is the I say this is the GDP of US, of US. Okay, so if an American buying a pair of shoes made in Italy, so among these four components, which component is going to get affected? Among these five, which component is going to get affected? C, I, G, X, or M? Which component is going to get affected when calculating the GDP of US? What do you think? C, I, G, X, or M? Anybody? For this business transaction, this one. Okay. So with this business transaction, which component of the GDP is going to get affected? C, I, G, X, or M?
X.
This is GDP of US, Bob. GDP of US.
M.
Answer is M. Okay. The amount of import will get affected. Yeah, because now, okay, we have one American. That means a person from America. Yeah, he purchased a pair of shoes, which made in Italy. So when we want to calculate the GDP value for USA, okay, so the M will get affected. The M will get affected. So how is the M? Is the M going to increase or decrease? Is M going to increase or decrease?
Increase.
Correct. So M is going to increase, right? Yeah. That means the import of US, the amount of import, okay? The amount of product that will be imported to USA will increase. So that means I use M increasing. Okay, I use this one. I use the symbol. Okay. So M is going to increase. If M increase, what happened to the net income? The net export. Net export is referred to X minus M, X minus M. What is going to happen to X minus M?
False.
Because when M increase, so X minus M will reduce. Right? So if X minus M reduce, what happened to the GDP? So you have to do it in this way. You have to use the formula, all right? And then you have to check component by component. So if M increase, that means the net export will reduce. So if net export reduce, then what is going to happen to the overall GDP of USA?
Decrease.
Yes, so answer is decrease. So answer this question, you have to do in this way. You can do in this way, okay? There is one way for you to answer this type of question. Okay, so GDP will reduce. Okay, so let us check among these answer, which one is best describe the scenario then. So answer will be equal to both the net exports and GDP will decrease, right? Will fall. So the best answer actually is B, Brazil. Okay. So this question is not direct. You have to choose the correct formula in order to help you to answer the question. So this is the best formula. Okay. When the question is involved export and import, then you use the expenditure approach. Okay. So final question on number 18. Question 18. Are you okay? So answer is B, Brazil. Okay, number 19. Ming Xuan already, right? Ming Xuan haven't done, huh? Okay, Ming Xuan, number 19.
Real gross domestic product eliminates the effect of price changes on GDP. D.
Okay, real, real means is ignore the real. That means what is assume that the price of the product still remain the same as best year. The current year price of a product is still the same as the best year price. Okay, so the best answer is D. So that means is ignore the effect of the price change on GDP throughout the years. So the best answer is D, Denmark. Okay, real GDP assume that the price of the product remain the same as best year. Okay, for question D, question number 20, I like to go through together with all of you because it seems to be it's involved quite a number of steps of calculation in order to answer this question. Okay, so this question we'll do together. Okay, so assuming that a best year had total final goods production of 50 units. So that means in best year, best year means the original year. The quantity of production is 50 units. This is Q, quantity of production 50. And then the general prices, that means the general prices of the products sold in the country is 50. This is the best year price, best year price. Okay, so in a calculated year means the current year. Okay, the question does not inform what year is there, but it just informs its calculated year. Calculated year means current year. So we may assume it's 2020, 2020 this year, right? 2020. Okay, so all quantities produced rise by 10%. That means that it's increased 10% compared to the best year. The quantity of the products produced is increased 10% based on the best year quantity. Best year was 50 units, now already increased 10%, right? And the prices, but the prices for the product fall 10% from $50. Okay, so which of the following is correct? So in order to answer this question, we have to build a table first. Okay, it's good that we can build a table. So I copy and paste this question. And let us try to do on other page. Okay. So it's good that we can also list down the, okay. So let's say best year equal to 2019. Okay, let's say we just make assumption, right? And then the current year means the calculated year, is equal to 2020, which is this year. Okay. And according to this question, 2019, the best year, had price. This is a general price, equal. I put 50. Maybe I can put this in. The general price is 50. And then the quantity is 50, units. Okay, these are already given to us. Okay, and then the next sentence is inform us this year, this calculated year, the quantity increased 10%, but the price of the product reduced 10% generally. So that means now we need to calculate the information for 2020. In 2020, okay, the price is equal to the original price multiply 110%. So that means is multiply, I use this symbol. Multiply 110%. Okay. Do you know how to get 110%? It's because of this word, rise by 10%. Okay. The original quantity was 50 units. Okay. Now already increased 10% more. So that means is increased to 1110% compared to the best year. Yeah. So what's the meaning of 1110%? 1110% means 1.1. 1110% means 1.1. All right. Equal to 50 multiply 1.1. Okay. Do you know how to get 1.1 is like that? Yeah. Okay. This is extra. Yeah. So 110% means 110 divided by 100. Okay. So you get 1.1. So when we want to do calculation, we have to convert to decimal number, right? So it's multiply 1.1. So the new price now is equal to 55. And this is a quantity. This is the, let me check. This is the quantity. Oh, quantity rise. Okay, so this is the quantity. Sorry. So it's equal to 55 units now. Okay. So this is the quantity of production in year 2020. Yeah. Okay. How about the price? Price before that was $50. And now reduced by 10%. Reduced 10% means to multiply only 90%. Okay. Because reduced 10%, yeah. 4 by 10%. Okay. So that means we have to use 100% minus 10%, you'll get 90%. So what is the meaning of 90%? 90% means 0.9. If you are good enough, you can skip the first step, straightforward, multiply 0.9, right? So simplify, you'll get $45. So this is the new price. This is the price, general price in year 2020. Okay. So once you have the information for 2020, you can build a table if you want, right? So that this can make your job easy. You can build a table. So let us try to jot down the information that we have based on the calculation above. So this is 2019, 2020. 2019 information we already have for both, 50-50. It's from the question. 2020 information is we need to do calculation here. Quantity is 55. Price is 45 now. Okay. So we must have the information before we can do any calculation for the nominal GDP and real GDP. Okay. So at this stage, are you okay? At this stage, we haven't finished the calculation. We only try to get the necessary information in order to answer the question. Okay. So now we already have the price and quantity for calculated year also, which is 2020. All right. So now the next step is we can do the calculation now. Okay, we can do the calculation. Probably we can start from the GDP for 2019. So we can do the calculation now. So we can start with the we call it as the real GDP, right? Or nominal GDP, nominal. Because 2019 is the best year, so that means that the nominal GDP is equal to the real GDP, because best year is 2019, right? So if you want to calculate the GDP for 2019, so the nominal GDP, in 2019, okay, should be equal to the real GDP in 2019, because that is the best year. 2019 is the best year, real GDP. So what is the formula if you want to calculate the nominal value? So we have to use the price in the best year multiply the quantity in the best year. Yeah? So it's 50 multiply 50. Maybe I use different color. Okay. This one I use green. This one I use red. Quantity, maybe I use purple so that you can see, or maybe I can use blue color. This one maybe I can use purple color. Okay, so if you want to calculate the nominal GDP for 2019, so that means we need to use the best year price, which is red color, multiply with the best year quantity, which is this color. Yeah. Should I use? Okay, I think I'll use the. I'll do it in this way so that you're not confused, right? I use blue color for the new one. Like this, okay? So this quantity is from the best year, yeah? Quantity. So if you simplify, you'll get 2,500. And it's in dollar, dollar sign, 2,500. Okay, so this is the nominal GDP in 2019. It's also equal to the real GDP in 2019. Now, why? Because 2019 is the best year. Okay. Now the next step is to calculate the nominal GDP in 2020. So I use blue color now. Okay. So nominal GDP, that means all of the price and quantity, we should use the current year information, right? So that will be equal to, okay, 45 multiply 55. Okay. So the information from here for the blue one, okay, simplify. So the answer will be equal to 2. What is the value you get? 2475. Right? 2475 in dollar sign. Okay. Then we have to calculate the real GDP in 2020. Real GDP, that means we have to use the base year price, 50 multiply with the current year quantity. Current year is 55, okay? But the price must using the base year. I use red color. Okay, so simplify this expression. Answer is equal to 2750. Okay. Then the next step is we need to do comparison of the nominal GDP and real GDP between 2 years. We have to do comparison. Why? Because the question is asking which of the following statement is correct, by comparing the real GDP and nominal GDP between 2 years. Okay. So what can we do is we can calculate the percentage. We can start to compare in terms of the nominal GDP percentage change of nominal GDP, all right? We start from nominal GDP, okay? So if you want to do the calculation for percentage change, that means you have to use new minus all divided by all, yeah? New minus all divided by all multiply 100%, okay? New minus all divided by all, yeah? Multiply 100%. So in this case here, the new nominal GDP is referred to this number 2475 is the new one, current year. We need to use the current year nominal GDP, 2475 minus the 2019 nominal GDP, which is equal to 2,500. I try to use different color. I use purple to indicate this is from 2019. Okay. So new minus all divided by all. All is 2,500. Okay. And the answer have to live in percentage. Live in percentage. Simplify, you should be able to get negative 10%. So how is the meaning negative 10%? That means the nominal GDP in 2020 dropped 10% compared to year 2019. The nominal GDP in 2020 already dropped 10% compared to the base year. Okay. Then the next step is to calculate the percentage change of real GDP. So this one I change to real, right? So the formula also the same. We have to use the new minus all divided by all. So this one I delete first. Okay. The real GDP in 2020 is equal to 2750. So substitute this number. I use green color so that you can see the whole picture, all right? So 2750 substitute to here. Okay, minus the real GDP in 2019. Real GDP in 2019 is this number, right? The purple one. So we substitute to here. Divided by real GDP in 2019 also, or new minus all divided by all. All right. So simplify this expression. Your answer is equal to positive 10%. Okay, so what is the meaning 10% positive? That means the real GDP in 2020 has increased 10% as compared to year 2019. Okay. So this is how you do the calculation. Okay, so we already have the result. Nominal GDP reduced 10%. GDP increased 10%. Okay, let's check among these four options, which option is more appropriate to describe the result. Nominal reduced 10%. Real GDP increase. Okay, so the best answer is, what answer is that? Answer will be A, right? Australia. Okay, so for this question is involve a lot of calculation. It's not really straightforward now. That's why we go through together. It's not straightforward. Okay. So you have to get the information for 2020 for quantity and price before we can calculate the nominal and real GDP for 2020, and then calculate the percentage change of nominal GDP and real GDP between 2 years. So the best answer is for question 20 is Australia. So far so good. Okay, Yeah, it's a lot of steps involved for this question. Any question on this question? Question number 20. Before we move on to formative question. Okay, all right. Now we go to formative question. Let me open the file. I'll provide the answer to you later on after the class. I'll just pause the, I'll make the answer available under the module of week 9. Okay, make the answer available. Okay, so now for formative, we have 4 questions. The first question is asking you to identify whether the following business transaction is under component of C, I, G, or net export or import or export. Okay, so let us try. I'll share the document with you. Okay, this one. Okay, I think I need to leave from the Microsoft Teams for a while, and then I'll come back because seems to be it's like hanging in my system. Okay, I'll come back again. Hold on. But if I come back, that means I may not be able to continue the recording. Okay, let me stop the recording, then I'll come back. All right.